Imagine a quiet mining town, under a sky so wide it feels endless. Children run barefoot through the dust. The air is warm, the world is still, and death is already there. Fathers return home each evening, their boots heavy, their eyes tired, clothes coated in pale blue dust, a dust no one feared, until it was too late. With every breath, they inhaled death, invisible fibers, that lodged deep into their lungs, and waited, silent, patient, fatal. No alarms, no headlines. Life went on. The dust drifted on. Then, one day, the government began erasing the town, from signs, from maps, from memory. This is Wittenoom, a name most people never hear, but stay with this story, and you'll learn why they tried so hard to make the world forget it ever existed. This was Wittenoom, a quiet town tucked deep in the outback of Western Australia. Dusty roads, tin roof houses, clear blue skies. Nothing moved too fast here. Not time, not people. Just the wind and the dust it carried. It was a mining town, built for work, built for survival. Every man knew the price of sweat, and every family knew the value of staying together. It wasn't perfect, but it was home. People lived simply. A miner's boots by the door, a kettle on the stove, children's laughter fading in the wind. These were the sounds of life. No one saw what was coming, because sometimes danger doesn't knock. It whispers, beneath the ground, beneath the dust, beneath the breath. The air looked clean. The skies stayed blue, but the danger was already in every breath. Invisible, silent, it entered without knocking. In the mines, they called it blue dust. It clung to their clothes. It settled on their skin. It found its way home, tucked in their boots. No one thought to fear it. They didn't wear masks, no warnings, no signs. Just a job and a paycheck, and every inhale brought them closer to the end. But no one knew. Danger doesn't always scream. Sometimes it whispers softly, until there's no one left to hear. It began like a whisper, a cough here, a short breath there. Must be the dust, they said. Just a cold. It'll pass. But it didn't. Then came the pain, deep in the chest, like something trying to claw its way out. Hospitals didn't know what to call it. Some called it lung shadow. Others didn't call it anything at all. Families started to notice, not just one or two, but many. Fathers, brothers, wives, all fading, slowly, quietly, like the town itself was dissolving. But no one warned them. No sirens, no headlines. Just silence. And silence can be deadly. Letters were sent, meetings were held, pleas were made, but silence answered louder than any voice. Some say the government didn't know. Others believe they knew, but chose profit, chose convenience, chose silence. Compensation was delayed, reports were buried, doctors were told not to speak. And slowly, the truth became just another rumor. Wittenoom was still breathing, but no one was listening, so it began to die, in pieces. One family, one house, one silence, at a time. Most people left. Some didn't. Not because they were brave, but because they didn't know where else to go. For them, Wittenoom wasn't a danger zone. It was home, the place they buried their parents, the place their children took their first steps. The world called them fool, but they called each other by name, and some names still echo in the wind. They stayed through the warnings, through the buyouts, through the funerals. Not because they were stuck, but because leaving meant forgetting. One day, the post stopped arriving, the school closed, the church went quiet, and slowly, the town forgot how to make sound. Signs were taken down, roads weren't repaired, maps started erasing its name, like it never existed, like it was never meant to. But the earth remembers. The dust remembers, because under Wittenum's silence, the fire still burns, unseen, unforgiving. Wittenum didn't collapse, it was erased, slowly, deliberately, like a name whispered and swallowed by the wind. Not everyone remembers Wittenum, but the land does. The dust still clings, the soil still sighs, every time the wind touches it. They left behind letters, journals, photographs with smiling faces that never smiled again. They left behind love and loss. Wittenum is a scar, but not one to hide. It is a reminder that progress without care is just decay in disguise. So if one day you stand where Wittenum once lived, don't speak, just listen. To the wind, to the dust, to the stories still buried beneath your feet. Some scars bleed, others just stay quiet. But silence doesn't mean healing. Sometimes it means forgetting, and forgetting is the cruelest wound of all. Wittenum is a ghost town, yes, but it is also a question, not about what happened, but about what we allowed to happen. You've just walked through a town that no longer exists, but its story just began. The moment you heard it, and the moment you chose to remember. If this story moved you, don't let it stay buried. Share it, not for views, but for memory, for the names we no longer speak, and the places we're taught to forget. Subscribe to Dark Hidden History, because some stories were never meant to disappear.
More stories they tried to erase.